And in, you guys, it's day number 23 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. Yes, I wanted to be a little more deliberate about saying that today. Let it sink in that I'm doing this every single day, getting my body into this ice bath. It's so funny, every time I show the ice and people see me in this big ice bath, they're like, where do you get all the ice from? And I'm like, dude, that's the Morosco Forge, and it makes its own ice. So that's where it comes from. And so, yeah, day number 23 today, you guys. So welcome. Thanks for being here as always. And as always, I'm going to be teaching you something today. You might have heard of this concept called brown fat. And forgive me, my neighbor over there has some music on, and he's deciding to very gravelly voice sing said music that he's playing. So if you hear a weirdo in the background while I'm breathing in the ice bath, that's who it is. It's my neighbor over there. He's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Jimmy's kind of weird. I get into ice baths and so. Okay, brown fat. We're going to talk about that here today. I've got some really interesting information about what brown fat is, how the ice bath mobilizes the brown fat to then work on your white fat. And the white fat is basically, well, I'll teach you when I get in there. I don't want to give away the whole thing. I got plenty of time when I'm in there to teach you. So, all right, guys, we're going to set you down now. And we will tilt this downward so you can see all the everything. All right, I think everything's in the picture there. All right, as always, we got the 5 minutes on the clock. You guys ready? We're going to rock this thing, you guys. 5 minutes on the clock, and here we go. Okay, you guys, so let's talk about brown fat. Whenever you get into an ice bath, there is this hormone in the body that's called irisin. So irisin is the hormone that helps to activate the brown fat in the body. Now, the brown fat is primarily located in the upper part of your back into your collarbone kind of area and your neck. That's where the brown fat is. And what the brown fat does is it helps to heat you up. So it makes sense getting into an ice bath would activate that because you're making your body colder. And so the body kind of goes, whoa, we need to make you warmer. So it starts activating and turning on the brown fat. What it also does, though, through the irisin, the hormone irisin, is it goes to the white fat, technically the white adipose tissue, the brown adipose tissue, but it's white fat, brown fat. And the white fat is primarily the fat that is around your belly and in your thighs. And so this is what we would refer to as obesity for people that have excessive amounts of white fat. And so the brown fat says, hey guys, we need to recruit you to help warm this person up because apparently for some reason they're very cold all of a sudden. Let's go send some fat, brown fat. Let's go make some brown fat to warm them up. So when I'm in an ice bath, and by the way, today's 32.6 degrees. When I'm in an ice bath and it's obviously extremely cold, I don't really shiver. I know people say they shiver if they're in it, but I don't really shiver. And I think it's because I have trained my body to start using brown fat more efficiently. Now, that should also result in the burning of white fat. And that's obviously one of the purposes in me doing this. So I guess we'll find out by the end of the year and over the course of this year, am I converting enough of the white fat into brown fat and causing the thermogenesis to happen, where the body is heating itself up through the increase of the brown fat or the conversion of the white fat into brown fat because of irisin, the hormone. You guys following all this? We're going to find out if it has any veracity. A few of you have made comments that you could tell I've already seemingly lost some weight. I don't measure my weight. I don't really care about that. But I do want to see the body composition change. So it'll be interesting to watch. Now, obviously, there's a lot of things that go into play, nutrition, lifestyle habits, and other things that you do. But these ice baths are very powerful at activating that brown fat, you guys. So look up irisin, irisin. That is the hormone that basically makes this process of brown fat activation happen. And it's a pretty cool little process, all because I decided to play in the ice. Yep. All right, we're out of time. 5 minutes is up. Yeah, baby. What's funny about that guy back there that plays his music so loud? When he talks to me, he'll see me in my hot tub or something. He'll go, "Hey, baby." I was like, "I'm not your baby, dude." He's one freaky neighbor. I guess we all have that neighbor. You know what I'm talking about, that neighbor. So welcome, guys. Yes, brown fat. That's a big reason why I do the ice bath. Activating that. Converting over a lot of the white fat into the brown fat. And the brown fat is what warms you up. Like, look, I tolerate cold very, very well. People are often like, how in the world do you handle this cold? In fact, yesterday, I need to tell you guys this story. Yesterday, I went to the chiropractor. I go and get adjusted about once a week just to make sure everything stays in alignment. And on the way out, the receptionist saw I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt and some Crocs. Still not wearing shoes yet because my toes that I injured on day 6 of the ice bath. And so the lady's like, "Sir, aren't you cold?" It was like maybe 33 or 4 degrees outside, I believe. She's like, "Sir, you've got to be cold. I'm bundled up and I'm freezing." And I'm like, "Ma'am, I'm not cold." She's like, "I don't understand. How are you not cold?" And then I was like, well, I get into ice baths at home and I'm acclimated very well to cold. And she was like, "I wish I could be acclimated to cold." And so I kind of briefly said, well, you can be. You just got to, acclimate yourself to cold. I've got a teaching moment coming up for you guys here soon. I just learned this myself. That if you don't have a tolerance well for cold, you've got some mitochondrial dysfunction. And we're going to talk about that here in an upcoming, probably this week, I'll do that episode about that one. I need to do a little more research. And I was like, no, thank God I have activated brown fat. Because right now, my body being in the cold ice bath for the past 5 minutes, just getting out, I'm still cold, but I already feel the warmth coming on. And the warmth is coming on because brown fat activation. And remember, it's kind of up here in the neck and into the collar part of your body, which is where the brown fat is. And it can actually convert a lot of the adipose tissue, the white fat that is in your belly and in your thighs. It can convert that over to brown fat to help warm you up. I think that's been happening for me. Now, it's not a miracle worker. There's a lot of other things. You can't eat junk food and then get in an ice bath and expect your body to just magically burn fat. But you can eat well. You can do some other lifestyle things and do the ice bath and see a powerful conversion over from the white fat over to the brown fat. So fascinating stuff. Again, look up the hormone irisin, IRISIN. It is so key in all of this. And all it takes is a few minutes a day in cold therapy. Now, I want to tell you guys about something that happened this morning. So I was taking a shower this morning, as I do, and I took the shower a little bit later, maybe like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I went in the shower, and I think I told you guys that my hot water heater, it's a tankless hot water heater, started kind of going on the blitz on me. I would be in the shower, and then suddenly it would get cooler, and so I'd have to go back there and trip the breaker to make it come back on, and I'd go back and finish my shower. Well, today, when that happened, I thought, you know what? I'm going to leave it off. I want to see how well I do in a cold shower. Now, a cold shower is a far cry from the 32-degree ice bath I just did. And I thought, okay, let's see if I have any problem being in this. Now, it is the winter time, so I would guesstimate that the temperature of the water in the pipes that was coming through the cold shower, probably in the 40s, maybe like mid 40s was the temp. And I didn't have any problem at all. I didn't flinch. I did nothing. And in fact, it got to the point where I was letting it all over my body, and I put it all over my head, and I was really getting benefits from that. I didn't stay in for too long, maybe 5 minutes I did that. But do you know that my concern about getting into an ice bath early in the day, it actually, of getting tired, it actually came true. About 2.5 hours ago, I was super sleepy, and I refused to go lay down. I had a good night's sleep last night. I knew I had this ice bath coming up here this afternoon. I refused to lay down. Now, I did get in my massage chair back there, and I kind of chilled out a little bit, but I didn't want to go to sleep. But something happened just from the cold shower that kind of made me sleepy. So just thought you guys would find that interesting, because I know a lot of you wanted me to do the ice bath earlier in the day, kind of test it and everything. That was like a soft way to test it, and I didn't do so well because I got really tired. So I wish I knew what it was that caused me to get so sleepy from doing cold. But it sure does happen for me. I would love to see if anybody else has that same phenomenon. Now, obviously, doing it this time of the day, doing the ice bath this time of the day, is conducive for me because I go to bed about 2 to 3 hours from now. And so I want to sleep and sleep well. But if I take a cold shower at 11 o'clock in the morning, I do not want to be sleepy at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, and that's exactly what happened today. Yeah. But I made it. I survived. I didn't go to sleep. That would mess up my sleep so bad if I slept in the middle of the day like that. Because I was so tired. I would have been out, like down for the count out. So... But yes, those of you that just came in, welcome, welcome. Day number 23 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. I am getting into 32-degree temperature water for 5 minutes a day, every single day this year. So I'm looking forward to continuing these. It's been great so far. And the teaching moment that I had for you guys here today is brown fat. If you are worried about getting too cold and getting overwhelmed with the cold temperature on your body, don't worry about that, because your body has the mechanism through a hormone called irisin, IRISIN, turns on and activates the brown fat, which is primarily in your neck and in your shoulders and kind of the collar area. That's where the brown fat is. And it's brown adipose tissue. And it can actually take some of your white adipose tissue as well, convert that over into brown adipose tissue. Some of the researchers call it beige adipose tissue because it's not quite all the way brown, but it's enough of a hybrid between the white and the brown. They call it beige adipose tissue, and it helps to warm you up. So the fact that I'm sitting here 15 minutes after getting out of that ice bath, and I'm not just like overwhelmingly shivering. I will shiver here in a minute, but the fact that I'm able to be so warm, it's because brown fat has been activated. And this is something that we want because it revs that metabolism up, you guys. And it gives you such benefits. It's one of the reasons I go on camera so you can see a real live person that you know, at least you know virtually, going through this and actually seeing what's going on. All right, now that my hands are all the way back from being frozen, let's scroll. Sharon says, wowzer, bam. Carnivore Private Eye says, hello. Sharon says, do you think you'll ever do more than the 5 minutes? Great question, Sharon. So, by the way, today it's like in the upper 40s, low 50s, so a little warmer than it has been. So it wasn't quite as hard at the beginning to be in the ice bath. During the winter, I'm probably not going to change more than 5 minutes. 5 minutes does test me pretty hard, primarily because the hands get really numb. And I'm afraid if I go too long, I might get frostbite in there if I stay in too long during the winter. And so for me, 5 minutes is more than enough. Most people, that temperature, they go about 2 minutes. I know my friend Mike Mutzel, who does these often, 2 minutes in 32-degree water. Sean Baker was also in recently. He did 2 minutes. Most people do about 2 minutes at that temperature. Now, if I bump the temperature up into like the low 40s, like 42, 43 degrees, I could probably easy go 15, 20 minutes in 42, 43 degree temperature. But I think because it's so close to freezing, you don't want to overdo it. Now, all of that said, Sharon, I think I am building up more and more of a resistance to this temperature so that in maybe a couple months, maybe 3-4 months, as it starts to get much warmer than it is now, and especially during the summer when it's probably going to be 90 degrees in the afternoon on some days, I do want to go longer. But I'll stay in as long as I need to. Somebody, a friend of mine, wrote to me today a text message and said, so I'm seeing you in there. What's the optimal time to get in there, time of day to get in there, and how long should you stay in? And I'm like, no such thing. There is no optimal because we're all very bio-individual. We're all going to have needs for more or less depending on a lot of things. And so don't ask me to tell you what time of day is the best time to do it. How long should I get in there? What's the temperature? None of that matters. The point of cold therapy is start where you can. And if that means cold water in your shower, that's the goal. And then work your way up. Now she's just started doing these and she's like, I just can't stand more than 20 seconds. I'm like, do 20 seconds. Like, don't make this hard. And don't look at someone like myself. She's like, oh my gosh, but you're in all that ice. I can't believe it. And I said, yeah, you didn't see the 3-year journey to get here today. So don't compare yourself to other people. This is you against you. This is you trying to build up that tolerance. And it'll happen, guys. You just got to be patient. I know I make it look very easy getting in and out of that ice bath. But let me tell you, that easiness now came from 3 years of methodicalness, of being in the cold shower, being in a longer cold shower, being in a bathtub of ice from Sam's Club, and then being in there a little bit longer than normal, and now this. So don't look at me in that and go, oh my gosh, I'm not doing it right. No, if you're exposing yourself to cold, and even those of you that do cryotherapy, those of you that maybe step outside and it's ungodly cold this time of year, and you allow yourself to be exposed to as much of that cold as you can. If you've got snow where you are and you're playing in the snow, all of that counts. Don't discount what you're doing. Don't discount that, well, it's not good enough because it's not what Jimmy's doing. No, Jimmy is on next level. And I'm trying to show you where you can go, not where you should be right now. Does that make sense? Gabby says, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, my dear. Hello, Cherish. She says, hey, Jimmy, hey. So, yeah, hopefully this was encouraging to you guys today. And definitely irisin. Look up the hormone irisin and its role in brown fat activation. Brown adipose tissue, they call it BAT. It can implore white adipose tissue, WAT. And what that does is helps to heat you up. So here I am 20 minutes out of the ice bath and I am completely warm. Like my hands are all the way back. I'm not numb anywhere. And the reason I'm able to have that heat generated is because of this activation of the brown fat, again, around the neck and the collar area. And it takes that fat from the stomach and the thighs and is converting it over. So that's improving your metabolism, you guys. That's creating heat when the body needs it. And all we're doing with these ice baths is hacking the body's ability to run as efficiently as possible. That's literally all you're doing. And people, they don't visualize that because they just, all they think about is, oh, I'm freezing my tushy off and that's uncomfortable. Okay, but if you knew all the processes that were going on because you were willing to make yourself cold for a few minutes, and now in the post being in the bath, all the processes that are happening in my body right this moment are causing benefit for me. I've got hormones being turned on to help me sleep later in a few hours. I've got processes of my metabolism that have been revved up that some studies say will increase your metabolic rate by as much as 80 calories to 900 calories. And so I think we need to get beyond the whole idea that this is uncomfortable and that's the end of the conversation. Of course it's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to be in an ice bath. But it's the pay dirt. It's the reason you do it. The reason your tushy gets cold is for the purposes of all these benefits. I don't know about you. Like, people get so upset at me. They're like, I can't do an ice bath. That's too uncomfortable. And I'm like, look, that's no skin off my back. I'm telling you why you should do it. I'm not telling you that you should do it. That's on you. And if you decide, okay, you've convinced me there's enough evidence here that I should try these, great. Good job. I wish you well. But if it's not, and you're like, oh, I can't handle cold, okay, that's not going to ruin my day, and it sure the hell is not going to discourage me from doing my own ice baths because I get the benefits from it. And I'm going to keep sharing all those benefits with you guys. Hello, Bulletproof Coconut. Go, Jimmy. 32.6 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 minutes today in that Morosco Forge. So that was fun. That was a lot of fun, so. All right, guys, I want to go watch this football game. So thanks for hanging out. I'm going to get out of these wet clothes, get into some dry clothes, and then, yeah, I'm going to go reap these benefits that these cold ice baths give me. And it's a lot of fun. I really hope you can join me. Try it. All I ask you to do is try being in a cold shower for just a couple minutes a day. Just do a couple minutes a day of a cold shower. Breathe your way through it. Get your head all immersed. That vagus nerve, remember the vagus nerve we talked about back there? You want to activate that. And ironically, right by the vagus nerve and in that same area of the body is where the brown fat activation happens. That's what helps you heat up. So if you want to heat up quicker, make sure you get all this part of your body cold as well. So many things happen with the ice baths and the cold showers, guys. Let's do this, all right? All right, be well, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we will be back again tomorrow with another video. I love teaching you guys about cold therapy, and we got more to talk about all week long. So come join me 5 p.m. Eastern time every single day in 2022. And yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to show you how it works and hopefully encourage you to give it a go. All right, guys, we're out of here. Instagram Live, 5 p.m. Eastern time at Living Low Carb Man. For those of you watching on replay, on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching this, LivinLowCarbman. So until next time, we'll see you then.